1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. President has asked the Prime Minister and Leader of the Opposition in the outgoing National Assembly to propose a suitable person for appointment of caretaker Prime Minister. Prime Minister has proposed Justice retired Gulzar Ahmed as the caretaker Prime Minister of Pakistan. Supreme Court has adjourned hearings of the suo motu notice till tomorrow regarding prevailing political situation in the country. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, all parties Hurriyat Conference leadership has denounced the intensified efforts by Modi-led fascist regime to brutalize the Kashmiri people. Iran has blamed the United States for halt in Albania nuclear deal talks. Pakistan and Australia will play their only T20 international match at Lahore tomorrow. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Arif Alvi has asked Prime Minister Imran Khan and Leader of the Opposition in the outgoing National Assembly, Shehbaz Sharif, to propose a suitable person for appointment of caretaker Prime Minister. According to a letter written by Prime Minister Imran Khan and Shehbaz Sharif by the President today, caretaker Prime Minister shall be appointed by the President in consultation with the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition in the outgoing National Assembly. It says in case the Prime Minister and Leader of Opposition do not agree on any person to be appointed as caretaker Prime Minister within 3 days of the dissolution of National Assembly, they will forward 2 nominees each to a parliamentary committee comprising 8 members having equal representation from the Treasury and the opposition. Prime Minister Imran Khan has proposed Justice retired Gulzar Ahmed as the caretaker Prime Minister of Pakistan. In a tweet today, PTI leader Chaudhry Fawad Hussain said Imran Khan proposed the name of Justice retired Gulzar Ahmed in response to President Dr. Arif Alvi's letter for the purpose. Prime Minister Imran Khan has said the elections have been announced on the demand of the opposition parties. Responding to telephone calls by Pakistanis today, he said the opposition parties had been criticizing the performance of the government over the last 3.5 years, and now the question is why they are gone to the Supreme Court when their demand has been accepted and the assembly dissolved. The Prime Minister said the opposition parties want the government to abolish National Accountability Bureau and their corruption cases. He said they want to manage polls by making changes at different levels, including the bureaucracy. Responding to our query, the Prime Minister said Pakistan cannot progress unless such people come to the parliament who think of the country. He said party tickets of the elections will be awarded after careful consideration and that he will personally interview the candidates. He said the politics has ended of those who defected from the party. Answering a caller, Imran Khan said he will join the protest demonstration being organized outside the red zone of Islamabad tonight to expose turnouts who changed their loyalties for the sake of money and foreign conspiracy against his government. Replying to a question, the Prime Minister said he is not anti-American and he wants cordial relations with all the countries, including the United States, but these ties should be based on mutual respect, honor and dignity. Responding to a caller from Karachi, he said his party wants a directly elected mayor for Karachi to ensure availability of civil facilities and development. The Supreme Court has adjourned till tomorrow the hearing of suo motu notice till tomorrow of the prevailing political situation in the country. A 5-member larger bench of the Apex Court headed by Chief Justice Umar Ata Bandale heard the case in Islamabad today. The lawyer from Pakistan People's Party, Farooq H. Naik, presented his arguments. Senior PTI leader Chaudhry Fawad Hussain has said his party will move forward in accordance with the Supreme Court's judgment on the current political situation. Talking to media persons outside Supreme Court in Islamabad today, he said any effort to influence the Apex Court will be resisted. Alluding to Article 63A of the Constitution, Chaudhry Fawad Hussain said the PPP and PMLN have breached the Constitution by promoting horse trading in the House. Chaudhry Fawad Hussain said the people are ready for general elections and these will be held in 90 days. He said it is the right of the people to elect their leaders. PTI Secretary General Asad Umar has regretted the foreign interference in the internal matters of Pakistan and horse trading in the House. Talking to the media persons in Islamabad, he asked the opposition parties as to why they are running away from the elections, challenging them to compete. Asad Umar said they are filing a disqualification reference against 20 defectors. This is Radio Pakistan. Special Central Court Lahore has rejected FIA's application for cancellation of PMLN leaders Shehbaz Sharif or Hamza Shehbaz interim bail in the money laundering case today. The Honorable Judge Ijaz Hassan Awan announced the verdict, which was reserved after hearing arguments from lawyers of both sides. Earlier during the hearing, Shehbaz Sharif's lawyer filed an attendance exemption application contending that he was present in Islamabad for an important case before the Supreme Court. Opposing the application, the FIA prosecutor said that Shehbaz Sharif was not summoned by the Supreme Court in person. He contended that Shehbaz Sharif is on interim bail and his presence in the court is must. Chairman of PPP, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, has prayed the Chief Justice of Pakistan to constitute a full court to decide about the ruling of the Deputy Speaker on no confidence motion and subsequent dissolution of the National Assembly. Addressing a news conference along with leaders of other political parties, he said, "No confidence motion is a democratic way to oust Prime Minister." He said, "We will continue to defend the Constitution." President of PMLN, Shehbaz Sharif, said the steps taken by the Prime Minister Imran Khan and his party members are contrary to the Constitution. Shehbaz Sharif questioned why the matter of Article 5 was not raised when no confidence motion against the Prime Minister was being tabled in the House. Assistant Secretary of State for Central and South Asia at the U.S. State Department, Donald Liu, has skipped the question when asked about the regime change conspiracy in Pakistan. The State Department official during his visit to India was engaged for an interview by an Indian daily and was questioned for his conversation with the Pakistan's ambassador in Washington. In response, Donald Liu, who is considered the author of official communication to Pakistan, avoided direct reply and said, "We are following developments in Pakistan and we respect and support Pakistan's constitutional process and the rule of law." In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All-Party Hurriyat Conference leadership has denounced the intensified efforts by Modi-led fascist Indian regime to brutalize the Kashmiri people. The leadership, in a statement issued in Srinagar, said the occupation regime has created an atmosphere of fear and terror, particularly after August 2019, to advance its colonization agenda of the territory. The APHC leadership said the heart-wrenching stories of killing, tortures, abductions coming out from Jammu and Kashmir should awaken the conscience of conscientious people around the globe. Meanwhile, an Indian parliamentary soldier was killed and another was injured in an attack by unknown gunmen in Maisuma area of Srinagar today. Indian forces personnel cordoned off the area and launched a search operation to nab the attackers. In another firing incident, 2 more non-Kashmiri people were injured in an attack by unidentified gunmen in Pulwama district. Iran has blamed the United States for halt in Vienna nuclear deal talks. According to a statement issued by Iranian Foreign Minister's spokesperson, that the United States is responsible for the pause in talks between Tehran and world power in Vienna aimed at reviving their 2015 nuclear deal. The statement said that Washington should make political decision for the deal's revival. The spokesperson further said that Tehran would not wait forever. In Sri Lanka, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has invited all parties to be a part of a new government. The statement issued by President of Office said Gotabaya Rajapaksa invited all political parties representing in the parliament to come together to accept ministerial portfolio in order to find solutions to this national crisis. Gotabaya Rajapaksa's appeal to legislators come today as heavily armed security forces looked to quell more demonstration. Pakistan and Australia will play their only T20 international match at Lahore tomorrow. The match will begin at 8:30 p.m. Earlier, Australia won the 3-match Test series 1-0, while Pakistan won the 3-match one-day series international series 2-1. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very hot in Upper Sindh and South Punjab. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website video.gov.pk and also watch video streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.